Mike Riley brings a new attitude, professionalism, and class to Lincoln to head up the Nebraska football program. Bo Pelini set a standard of 9 wins per season. Can Riley break that standard in year one? MarkRogersTV looking at every Power 5 conference schedule all the way across America. We're breaking them down first by conference. We're smack dab in the middle of the Big Ten after knocking out the ACC and the SEC. Let's look at Nebraska. Got to credit the Cornhuskers for scheduling out of conference. They've got 2 toughies. And if you really look at the results that South Alabama's placed on the field against SEC competition in recent years, there could be a third difficult game, i.e. McNeese State from last season for the Huskers. So they come out of the gate and they've got Brigham Young on September 5th. They've got South Alabama. We talked about how tough the Jags can be. And then Miami. So the Canes came to Lincoln last year, got a spanking. The Huskers return the trip to South Beach, and Brad Kaya in the sophomore season. Could be a difficult task against a very talented Miami roster. So that's a formidable non-conference schedule tacked on by Southern Miss in Game 4. So much like most of the Big Ten, I think every Big Ten team in 2015, 4 non-conference games, get them out of the way. Let's dive right into the Big Ten schedule. Okay, Nebraska, of course, plays in the Western Division. It's not as good as the East. In addition to that, Nebraska is one of the tougher foes in the West, so they don't have to play themselves. Okay, non-division games in the East include Michigan State and Rutgers. So the Big Ten's in a system right now in which they are matching up teams cross-division for 2 years, home and home. So for Nebraska and everybody else, they play the same teams they played last season, but they play them in the other stadium. So they have Michigan State coming to Lincoln. Huge game on November 7th if Nebraska takes care of business early in the Big Ten campaign. And they go to Piscataway, New Jersey to take on Rutgers the next week, November 14th. So for Nebraska, the key stretch starts right in the Big 12 Western Division, October 3rd, their first conference game against Illinois, then a stretch against Wisconsin, Minnesota, Northwestern. There's the conference division race right there. We're going to know so much more about Nebraska right there. We're going to know how good they can be and how good they are currently against BYU and Miami. But in terms of shaking out the Big Ten West, it all comes down to right out of the gate, Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota in particular. Okay, Nebraska's got the 6th toughest schedule in the Big Ten. They play in the West. They've got Michigan State and Rutgers on the other side. They've got 2 toughies in BYU and also Miami. Would love to hear what you have to say on Mark Rogers TV.